Have you ever wondered where the roots of humanity lie? What if I told you that the answer might be in Saudi Arabia? Picture this: an expansive land, its rich soil trodden by some of the earliest humans known to history. Yes, that's right. The land that we now recognize as Saudi Arabia holds evidence of human activity dating back not one, not two, but a staggering 150,000 years. A time so distant, it's almost unimaginable. But this land was not just a home for these ancient humans. It was a hub, a crossroads, if you will, bridging the gap between Africa, Asia, and Europe. The Arabian Peninsula, as it's known, served as a vibrant artery of global trade for millennia. And it wasn't just your everyday items that were exchanged. Oh no, the commodities that passed through this region were nothing short of precious. From the aromatic frankincense to the sacred myrrh and a plethora of exotic spices, the Arabian Peninsula was a treasure trove of valuable goods. Imagine, centuries ago, caravans loaded with these commodities, trekking across the vast desert under the relentless sun and the star-studded night. The traders, driven by the promise of prosperity, braved perilous journeys, connecting civilizations and cultures. They were the unsung heroes of their time, the pioneers of globalization, even before the term was coined. So, it's not an exaggeration to say that the land which is now Saudi Arabia was not just a cradle of humanity, but also a bustling gateway of ancient trade. It was where humanity took some of its earliest steps, where civilizations met and cultures intertwined. It was, and perhaps still is, a testament to mankind's undying spirit of exploration and exchange. So in essence, the land that is now Saudi Arabia is not just a desert, but a cradle of humanity and a gateway of ancient trade. From ancient trade center to the birthplace of a major world religion, Saudi Arabia, in the 7th century CE, Islam was founded here. So begins our journey into the heart of a religion that would shape the course of history. The Prophet Muhammad, born in Mecca, a bustling trade hub in the Arabian Peninsula, is said to have received revelations from the divine. These revelations formed the Holy Quran, the central religious text of Islam, and Muhammad, as the messenger of God, began to preach these teachings. His message of monotheism and social reform resonated with many, and soon a new faith was born. But the road to acceptance was not an easy one. Muhammad and his followers faced opposition, persecution, and hardship. It was not until the Hijrah, the migration to the city of Medina, that Islam began to take root and flourish. Here, Muhammad established a theocratic state based on the principles of the Quran, setting the groundwork for a societal structure that would define Islamic civilizations for centuries to come. Yet the influence of Islam was not confined to the borders of the Arabian Peninsula. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad, his followers, united by their faith, embarked on a mission to spread the teachings of Islam. Within just a few decades, the Islamic Empire expanded at an unprecedented rate, stretching from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to the borders of India in the east. Under the rule of the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates, the Islamic Empire became a beacon of knowledge, culture, and power. It was a golden age of scientific discovery, literature, and art, with cities like Damascus and Baghdad emerging as the epicenters of intellectual thought. But the empire was not just a political entity. It was a tapestry of diverse peoples, cultures, and ideas, unified under the banner of Islam. It was a testament to the immense influence of a religion born in the harsh deserts of Arabia, yet capable of touching every corner of the known world. Thus, Saudi Arabia became the epicenter of an influential religion and a sprawling empire, leaving a lasting imprint on human history. Over time, the Islamic Empire fractured, but another power emerged in the heart of Arabia, the House of Saud. The mid-18th century was a pivotal period for the Arabian Peninsula. It was then that the Al Saud family began their ascent, marking the inception of a dynasty that would eventually shape the fate of the region. The House of Saud established an Islamic state in Central Arabia, an audacious move that would set the stage for their future endeavors. But they didn't stop there. The early 19th century saw the Al Saud family extend their influence by capturing the holy cities of Mecca and Medina. However, their reign was short-lived, as the formidable Ottomans regained control of the holy cities. Enter Abdulaziz ibn Saud, a leader imbued with a vision and a relentless spirit. In the early 20th century, this determined figure embarked on a decades-long campaign with one goal in mind: to reunite Central Arabia. His journey wasn't easy, and his path was strewn with obstacles. But Ibn Saud was not a man to be deterred. His perseverance paid off when, in 1924, he recaptured Mecca and Medina. This victory was more than a military triumph. It was a symbol of the reunification of a fragmented land. Ibn Saud's conquests culminated in the establishment of the Kingdom of Hejaz and Nejd, a significant step toward unification. But Ibn Saud's vision extended beyond temporary triumphs. He sought a lasting legacy, a unified nation that would stand the test of time. In 1932, his dream became a reality when he united most of the Arabian Peninsula under his rule, creating the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He ascended the throne as its first king, a position he held until his death in 1953. So Ibn Saud not only united a fragmented land, but also laid the foundation for the modern Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. From sand to gold, the discovery of vast oil reserves in the 1930s transformed Saudi Arabia beyond recognition. This was the era when the desert sands revealed their hidden treasure, a resource so precious it would forever change the course of the nation's history. In the mid-30s, explorers struck oil for the first time in Saudi Arabia. Almost overnight, a land of nomadic tribes and ancient kingdoms found itself sitting atop one of the world's largest oil reserves. This black gold, as it was often referred to, catapulted Saudi Arabia into an era of unprecedented wealth and prosperity. The discovery had profound implications, not just for Saudi Arabia, but for the entire world. The nation's economy, once reliant on traditional industries like agriculture and pilgrimage, was suddenly thrust into the global spotlight. The oil boom transformed the country's infrastructure, triggered rapid urbanization, and ushered in a wave of modernization that would shape the country's future. In the mid-20th century, oil production skyrocketed, making Saudi Arabia a key player in the global oil market. The nation's newfound wealth enabled the rapid development of infrastructure, from roads and railways to hospitals and universities. It was a period of extraordinary growth and change as the nation transitioned from a traditional society to a modern state. In 1960, Saudi Arabia became a founding member of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC. This gave the country significant influence over global oil prices and further cemented its position as a major global player. But with great wealth came great responsibility. The nation had to navigate the complexities of economic diversification, social change, and geopolitical tensions. Yet, through it all, Saudi Arabia continued to grow and evolve, leveraging its oil wealth to drive economic development and modernization. So, beneath the Arabian sands, lay a treasure that propelled Saudi Arabia onto the global stage. This treasure, oil, has not only shaped the nation's economy but also its identity, making Saudi Arabia a central player in the global energy landscape. Modern Saudi Arabia, a land of contrasts and challenges, stands at the crossroads of tradition and modernity. Its rapid development, fueled by the mid-20th century oil boom, has presented unique challenges. Income inequality persists, and the nation grapples with the necessity of diversifying its economy away from oil dependence. Yet these challenges have not hindered Saudi Arabia's global influence. The United States and Saudi Arabia, bound by shared interests in oil and regional security, have enjoyed a close strategic relationship since the mid-20th century. This relationship has played a significant role in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East and beyond. Religion remains at the heart of Saudi society. As the custodian of the two holiest sites in Islam, Mecca, home to the Kaaba, and Medina, where the Prophet Muhammad's tomb rests, Saudi Arabia holds a unique position within the Islamic world. Each year, millions of Muslims undertake the spiritual journey of Hajj and Umrah, converging on these holy cities in a testament to the enduring significance of faith in the modern era. But Saudi Arabia's cultural richness extends beyond religion. Despite its image as a desert nation, it boasts a treasure trove of cultural and archaeological sites. Among these is Ma'da in Saleh, a testament to the ancient Nabatean civilization's architectural prowess. This cultural heritage, coupled with the nation's pivotal role in history, adds depth and complexity to the Saudi identity. As the nation navigates the challenges of the 21st century, it continues to balance its rich history and traditions with the pressures and opportunities of modernity. The journey is not without its trials, but Saudi Arabia's resilient spirit and deep historical roots provide a sturdy foundation for its future. So, Saudi Arabia, once a land of ancient trade and powerful empires, is now a modern nation with deep roots in history and an important role in today's world.